common approaches for economic damages calculation.
Right. So let's define the damages first of all. There's a expectation damage, also called benefit of the bargain. That's basically the difference between what injured party expected to have received and what it had actually received. And then there is a reliance damage. That's basically an amount that's required to restore the injured party to the economic position before the event that injured the party had taken place. In any economic damage situation, the following has to be demonstrated. First of all, causation. And causation is demonstrated by the following variables. Loss has actually occurred immediately as an outcome of the alleged wrong event, and evidence that's sufficient enough to prove that the event itself had given rise and had resulted in loss. There has to be a reasonable certainty that the calculation of damages is anchored in facts and is predicated on the sound methodologies, and then there also has to be an element of foreseeability that in the contractual relationship, the damages could have been reasonably foreseen if one of the parties nagged and didn't perform up to the contractual specifications. Now, typically, the first step in estimating damages or estimation of lost profits is to show lost revenues, which were lost as a result of the event subject to the litigation. Now, there are a number of steps in determining lost revenues, and that really is often one of the most challenging aspects. But broadly speaking, the common relied on methodologies is the before and after method, which compares the but-for revenues estimated using the performance before the event or before the alleged action and the actual revenues. There is a yardstick or the benchmark method, which relies, just like a market evaluation approach, it relies on comparable companies' performance and comparable companies' revenues. As specific approaches that are predicated on the nature of a contractual relationship, and the contracts might actually specify how lost revenues are estimated. And lastly, lost profits are calculated as lost revenues less incremental costs and expenses, also called the avoidable expenses. And these are the expenses that were avoided or not incurred as a result of the revenues that were not. The methodologies and the approaches for economic damages and lost profits, lost revenue estimates could very well be a webinar in and of itself, and we're just skimming the surface here. But those, broadly speaking, are the industry accepted methodologies and approaches.
Great, thank you. It sounds like a yardstick is similar to like a market valuation approach. Is that accurate?
Well, again, it is in the sense that you are looking at the performance of companies in the related field.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jan.